What's up, sailors? Happy hour!
Cheers.
Cheers! Cheers! Oh, yeah, that's right. Good stories, koozie.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Gotta have the swag.
we're in North Carolina, everybody.
North Carolina. Hello.
Mm-hmm.
Very excited.
Mm-hmm.
Somewhere that you've never heard of, probably. Somewhere around Sneed's Ferry. If you know Jacksonville, North Carolina, that's where we are.
It's funny that you say, like, just around Sneed's Ferry. Who knows where that is?
I said someplace you never heard of.
Okay, well,
Camp
we're
Lejeune. Camp Lejeune is here.
And we're at an anchorage called Mile Hammock right now. So if you are familiar with Mile Hammock, you know where we are.
Congratulations. Nobody knows that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyways, we've got our beers, and we're glad you joined us. This is a very special edition of Sarah and Vanessa's Happy Hour because we are answering all of your questions, and we got a ton of them. So
Yeah, we really did.
We'll try to go through every single one and answer as thoughtfully and profoundly as we can. What do you think about that?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's get started so we don't waste their time.
Okay.
I feel like this is going to be a long happy hour video.
No, it'll be all right. We'll fly through it, and every time we answer one, we'll take a sip so that by the end we'll be thoroughly toasty.
Woo. Hope the hard questions are in the beginning. Okay.
All right. Katie asks, what is our laundry strategy?
We just do it at the marina. I know it's fun to think that we would drag it overboard through the ocean, but that's not going to happen. Salt water just doesn't dry. So we pile it up, and we usually do it about every week or two. Yeah. When we hit a marina, and we'll do some laundry.
Yeah, and usually it's about 2 loads. I'd say 2 loads every 2 weeks.
Yep.
Seems to be like our trend.
Yeah, yep.
Okay.
Not a very exciting answer,
I know.
Sorry.
Laundry. Woo! How many days worth of emergency contingency food supplies do we have?
I mean, if we had to, we could eat the food on this boat for a month. If we had to, we wouldn't be happy. We'd be so tired of beans and rice by the end, or pasta. But we're also coastal cruising, so we're not really out of the range of provisions. If we were crossing an ocean, we'd have a lot different answer.
Yeah.
But
yeah, lots of mac and cheese.
Yeah.
She has this like boxed falafel stuff we eat that we have a lot of boxes of.
But
it's really yummy.
It's so good.
Yeah.
And you just add water, so you don't have to have like some special ingredient like an egg. No,
Yes.
we have a lot of food on the boat.
We do, yeah. So we could last a little while.
Don't worry, nobody's going hungry here.
No. All right. What is each type of your favorite and least favorite things about this voyage? My favorite thing about this voyage is I get to feel like a tourist every single day, whether we're visiting a small town or we're sitting at a new anchorage. It's like you get to wake up in a new place every day, and my favorite thing in the world is to be a tourist, so that is my favorite thing about this voyage.
And my favorite thing is the just the basics of it, like food, shelter, clothing. I know that sounds so dumb. We're basically camping. It's glorified camping. But it's the simplicity and the primitive nature of what we're doing, despite all the technology that we're surrounded with for navigation and stuff like that. It's real basic.
Yeah.
And I love that. There's not a whole lot of fluff.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah.
No fluff here.
Yeah. We're
Fluffless.
Yeah.
Least favorite thing? I feel dirty all the time. Like, boat showers are fine, but I just feel like I'm getting in touch with my inner dirty child again or something. I don't know. You just never 100% feel fresh and clean.
I'm laughing because we're so dirty right now.
Yeah, well,
I'm glad it's not an in-person happy hour.
the funny thing is it's chilly out today. It's 60, which is cold for us. So I don't feel as sticky and gross as I've felt for 2 months.
But I got all that like North Carolina mud all over myself this morning when I pulled up the anchor. I think this is where the Tar Heel name comes from because it's all over the deck of the boat. Anyway,
it is.
Yeah, the dirty thing.
Yeah.
My least favorite thing is sometimes it's really exhausting to always have to worry about the weather. And this has been since in the 9 years I've lived on a boat. Sometimes it would be nice when a storm rolls by to just sit on the couch and look out the window and go, oh, it must be raining outside, instead of like rocking and rolling and checking for leaks and wondering when it's going to pass and how loud is it and oh my God, what's that noise and what's the flapping, and that's the exhausting part, but I'm used to it, and apparently it's worth it because I still do this.
Yeah, I said to Vanessa the other day, I'm so glad I'm not one of those people that gets seasick, because we spend a lot of time doing this on this boat.
Yeah.
And it's not only when we're sailing, it's when we're just sitting here on a day off.
Our anchorage 2 nights ago was it was like, whoa!
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
So anyway, that's probably the least favorite. But that's okay.
Yeah. All right, last question from Katie. She had a bunch, but she had the most, so we'll get rolling through other people. Considering how things have gone so far, do you think another trip like this might happen in the future?
It's absolutely not off the table. I don't know. I think I'll just leave it at that. It's just not off the table. What about you?
No, oh, fun noises happening.
We have so many noises.
I think that it's not off the table. I think in 2 months we've realized, like, it is way harder than we thought it would be. Not that we're not up for the challenge, but we'll just have to see what the future holds. But I'm not saying a hard no right now.
No.
Yeah.
Not at all.
All right, Mark wants to know, do you have you ever used a storm drogue?
Sadly, Mark, no. I don't have one. I've never used one. I probably get dinged for some salty points on that, but please don't make me explain.
Well, I mean, I get way dinged. Just real simple, what the heck is a storm drogue?
You're going to make me explain that?
Yeah, just really like in 3 sentences. Can you do that?
Yeah, I think it functions like a storm anchor, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it helps you when you lose your rudder. I'm not sure. It's one of the two. I don't have one.
Well, Mark, let us know in the comments if her definition is wrong.
Somebody help me out here.
Yeah.
Help me out.
I mean, or we could just Google it right now, too. All right, Doug wants to know what our favorite bar or restaurant has been in each city/stop. We would love to go through a huge list, but that would take forever. I will say for my favorite bar/restaurant was in Fort Pierce, which sounds really crazy. It was in Florida. But it was just overnight marina we stayed at. They happened to have a restaurant. We thought it was just going to be bar food, which we were totally fine with because we don't go to restaurants that often anymore. And they had a killer sushi bar. And we had amazing sushi, and you wouldn't think at this little seafood restaurant, you know, Harborside, that... I forget what it was called. It was like Harbor... something.
It was like Harbor Cove or something.
Harbor Cove,
It struck me as a place that not only the boat people went to, but like locals came to this restaurant that happened to be at the marina.
Yeah.
It was good. That was
good. What was your favorite?
Well, one of the ones that stands out, and probably because it's most recent, was in Charleston, and we went to a restaurant called Coast. And it was delicious, but it was really rich. And we drank all the drinks and ate all the food.
Yeah, we had specialty cocktails, which we hardly ever do.
Yeah.
I mean, beer and wine is. And it was good.
Cocktail. I had a fish that I'd never heard of, and I think it was on grits. It was delicious, and we were both not very well the next day because it was so rich.
We were like, okay, we're not used to food like that, so we didn't feel great the next... I mean, it had nothing to do with the alcohol, I'm sure. It was all the food. All the food.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we just don't eat rich food anymore because we're cooking for ourselves, and it's not how we cook.
Basics. Brian wants to know when we're going to be traveling to Bahamas.
Refer to the answer above about doing a trip like this. I don't know. Sometime, maybe. It's not on the calendar.
Yeah, not on the calendar, but not off the table. I'm not dying to do it, but if it happened, I'd totally do it. So, it's whatever. We're on the fence.
Yeah.
Which is stupid. No one should be on the fence about the Bahamas, but it's not on our list yet. We're trying to get through this.
Yeah, we're just trying to be here for this. So.
All right, Lucy says, are you considering crossing the Atlantic?
This is my friend Lucia in Denmark, and I have to say, a night tack. That was Danish for those of you that don't know what I just said. I would cross the Atlantic, but not when I'm the captain and not on my boat. I don't want that level of responsibility. I would cross the Atlantic on somebody else's boat if I was crew, but running a vessel is a lot of responsibility and it's really hard. And I don't think I'm ready to cross the Atlantic because she wants to kill us.
Yeah, and I think it terrifies me. Like, it's one thing to try to do an overnight, like once, like one night, but like you're out there for several days and several nights on end for weeks.
Yeah.
I don't have any interest in that, although I will fly over the Atlantic anytime.
We're coming to Denmark. Don't worry, we'll be there. We won't bring this boat, but if anybody wants me to be crew on their journey across the Atlantic, call me.
All right, Heidi. I still need to know how Whip got his name. We will cover that. She also wants to know what his campaign strategy will be when he runs for president in 2024.
Why don't you take this one?
Whip got his name. We didn't name him. His name was Whippoorwill when we picked him up from Friends of Strays in St. Petersburg. And the litter that he was a part of when they found him or when they were brought to the Friends of Strays, they were all named after birds. So his name was Whippoorwill. We were at first like, weird, but then I was like, wait a minute, we can shorten that and call him Whip, and that would be really cool and really fun. And he's totally a whip, so it works out.
Yeah, he absolutely grew into his name, and now it's Whip. And sometimes when we're serious, it's Whippoorwill. Yeah, or Whippersnapper.
But I love going to the vet though, and they're like, Whip O'Brien, and I'm like, that's weird and funny and awesome.
Sounds like a baseball player.
I know. I'm like, yes, Cat's gonna be a rock star. So, anyways, as far as campaign strategy, he
dried salmon.
It has something to do with dried salmon, freeze-dried salmon. So
that's all he cares about.
I don't know if he's gonna poison the other side with it or whether everybody on the right side gets freeze-dried salmon, but that's his obsession, so I'm sure it would have something to do with that.
He's obsessed with it. He's definitely a food-motivated cat.
Yeah. Okay, Sarah wants to know who our favorite passenger has been so far.
It's not a very fair question since Sarah's been
on the boat.
We've only had 3 passengers.
We've had
3.
3, and I've had 1.5 beers, and 3.
Careful.
I know,
Don't count to
right?
1 that way.
I know. Anyways, all we have to say is, I mean, if you're going to bring a case of wine and 4 6-packs of beer, then yes, you're definitely our favorite passenger. But you kind of have a leg up when you do that.
Yeah. Also, that beer and wine's gone, so who are you? Just kidding.
Who are you? We'll let you know where the next marina we're at so you can send more and then you can come back on the boat.
Yeah.
Becca wants to know, is the Southern Cross visible? And I don't know if she's being cheeky because her band used to play this song that we all love. It's a classic sailing song. We're going north, though, and since we're not entering the Southern Hemisphere, unfortunately, we cannot see the Southern Cross. Yeah. But we really appreciate that's a great question.
Yeah.
All right, Andrew.
Oh, these are the serious ones.
I know, we're getting deep here.
Oh, God.
Andrew wants to know, what has this trip taught you about yourselves and each other?
I mean, I'm kind of an anxious control freak, and it just taught me that I'm really an anxious control freak. So I'm learning how to be less of both. I don't know how that's working out. Check back in a couple weeks.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, that's working out. Whatever.
Yeah.
So that's what it's taught me about myself. In that respect, what it taught me about Sarah is that I already knew she was patient. I mean, we've spent a lot of time together. We were together the whole pandemic and everything. She's very patient with all my neuroses, and man, she's way more patient than I ever thought. She's patient and kind, and that's patienter and kinder. So, anyway.
Thanks. All right. Well, I think this goes back to an earlier question. I've learned that I can be dirty. I've learned that I was kind of a germaphobe, and I like things to be clean. And I'm not saying this boat's dirty. I mean, it gets dirty, but I've learned to like let go a little more of like my clean freakness. So any of my close friends know I have this thing. But now I'm like, dirty feet in the bed, cool. Which is terrible, because that's not cool, but it's got to be cool, because there's no way of avoiding it.
We shower pretty much every day. We're not that dirty.
I know.
But see the previous comment about showers.
So I'm just trying to let go. I'm learning to, like, live as is in the moment, a little less clean than I've been in the past. As far as what it's taught me about Vanessa, I already knew she was like brave and courageous and all these things, but what I've gotten to see is like her totally in action on that. It's not like, oh, I think you're brave and it's like a metaphor for all these things. It's like I've seen her in action, like zeroed in, focused on the task at hand, and some of those tasks at hand are like pretty stressful situations. So to know that she like steps up to the plate and just does what she has to do is really reassuring.
Oh, thanks. We should cheers on these.
We should. Yay!
Cheers. Cheers to you guys.
Cheers.
You still here?
I know, we're probably halfway through the question.
Are you still watching this video? Okay.
Andrew also asked, what's something you were afraid to go without but you haven't missed?
What was my answer for that? What?
Afraid to go without.
I've been thinking about this.
I know mine. Do you want to think while I say mine?
Yeah. Yeah, what was mine? Go ahead.
I don't know.
Okay.
I was afraid I thought I needed, like, I like clothes and I like shoes and I like my hats, and I thought I needed a lot of those things with me, and God, I don't. And I still brought too much, even though I'm reduced to 3 Tupperware bins and a drawer now. But I thought I needed all the t-shirts and all the extra pairs of sneakers and all the hats, and I don't. I pretty much wear the same outfit every 4 days.
Every laundry day, which, what did we say earlier?
Yeah, but
we don't wear dirty clothes.
I haven't missed, all my clothes are in storage now. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of miss some of them, but that's not in the zone I'm in right now, so I don't need to be missing, like, my dressy shoes.
And we don't go anywhere to wear them.
We don't.
Yeah.
Because we're dirty. We go to dirty places.
God.
All right. What are you afraid to go without with that you haven't missed?
I forgot what my answer was. I wasn't thinking about this.
I mean, you want to skip it? We can circle back.
Yeah, let's circle back.
Okay, circle back.
Sorry, Andrew. I'll follow up with you when I remember what it was. Sorry.
All right, Chris wants to know how our rum supply is holding up. I mean, it's bourbon.
We got Kraken. By the way, I just sampled this. Al, you're not watching this. I know you're not. But this is from my buddy Al and Fran. And they sent it with us for good luck. And I just sampled it recently. It's really good. It's good rum.
Yeah.
I didn't even do that on purpose.
I think you did.
So, Chris, we're doing okay on the
Yeah.
booze. The problem is there's a hole in our wine locker. We cannot keep wine on this boat for nothing.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So, if anybody knows how to turn water into wine, we have plenty of water. KC wants to know, how do I become a
Sacrilegious
passenger?
Are you a marine electrician? Are you a diesel mechanic? Are you a
KC,
good
like,
cook?
are you going to bring us a case of wine and 4 6-packs of beer? I mean,
Yeah.
we do have a 2-2, so we are welcoming passengers at any time,
Yeah.
but we would like to thoroughly go through your skill set and interview you first.
Also, just the fact that you would want to do this is kind of cool. So that's
Yeah, but seriously, anybody watching, we're open. So
Yeah.
we're coming through your town and you want to go on a leg,
coming through your town.
come on. This is Sarah and Vanessa tour. All right, Z. What do the stars look like at night, but also what is the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow?
The stars at night, well, you should know that when it's dark, it's legal bedtime, so I go to bed. But I do see the stars at night when I wake up super early before sunrise in the morning. They're really beautiful, and especially when we're at a remote anchorage like we're at tonight, it's just like you would see in the remote countryside. There's no light pollution, and there's so many stars. So I feel grateful every time I get to see those because they're just amazing. And when you see the stars from the water, you kind of have to just pull back and be grateful. That's it.
It's
you
like
know?
to infinity and beyond. Like,
Yeah.
there's so many stars.
Yeah, it's really awesome. But
The first overnight we did, I remember I was downstairs cooking dinner and I came up in the complete darkness and I was like, whoa! And it was unlike anything I had seen before.
yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
The airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow, is it African or European? Okay.
Okay, cool. Tina wants to know.
She doesn't get that joke, but I get that joke. So you're welcome.
Well, I'm sure other
and
people
thank
do.
You. Yeah, Andrew, Greg, this is for you.
All right, Tina, do you see shooting stars at night? I have yet to see a shooting star.
When the sun goes down, I go to bed.
She's not seeing any shooting stars.
I mean, if there's a shooting star an hour before the sun comes up, I might see it.
Maybe,
but no, we haven't seen it
Maybe
yet.
tonight when you're in bed, like, I'll do, like, a flashlight on the ceiling really quick, like, like, and you like, see
I'll
it in
be
your
asleep
dream.
already.
Yeah, but, like, you know how when you're, like, in, okay, light sleep, okay. Have you made many dolphin friends?
Every day. There's some outside right now.
Literally every day we see dolphins.
No kidding. Yesterday, I was sitting in the cockpit reading my book, and I heard a noise like, you know, there's a distinctive dolphin sound of like the when they come up with their blowhole. And I heard a noise, and it wasn't quite like a dolphin, and I looked over, I kid you not, a massive sea turtle was right next to the boat. She took one look at me and swam away, but I saw her. It was awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, but dolphins all the time.
Yeah, dolphins all the time.
We just saw a mother and baby like 10 minutes ago.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we've probably been talking to you for 10 minutes, but like 20 minutes ago.
Whenever.
What's the most unique water creature you've seen so far? Well, we saw some hammerhead sharks. We saw 3 of them in one day.
At 3 different times. They weren't even all 3 together. It was 3 different times, and it was awesome. They were probably not enormous, 4 to 5 feet. I don't think they were bigger than 5 feet.
No, they were smaller, but very distinctive. And then you had another weird sighting.
I think I saw a whale. I'm not kidding. I mean, I so badly want to see a whale that you would be like, oh yeah, Vanessa, you're hallucinating.
But we went through a lot of right whale sanctuaries.
And
so you could have seen that whale.
Yeah, I totally saw a whale breach. I think I did.
Yeah. All right, Kristen wants to know, what from life on land do you miss the most? I have 2 answers to this. Number 1 is my red couch and vegging out on it and watching Netflix and movies and such and football and just sprawling out and whatever. And the next thing I miss the most is ice cream. Because I literally haven't had any ice cream in over 2 months now.
We tried to get ice cream yesterday, but we ended up getting donuts. So
which I'm totally fine with.
It's a different story, and she's got a video, and you'll find out about the donuts. But the freezer just won't freeze ice cream. It'll make ice, and it'll keep frozen things frozen. But ice cream, I don't know what the freezing point is of dairy, but ice cream does not freeze well in the freezer. So
what do you miss?
Like what I said earlier, I miss, in the 9 years of living aboard, I just miss the ability to not care about a storm.
Yeah, because you're in the storm every time.
Yeah. So that's probably it. So next time there's a storm, cuddle up on your couch with a book or a movie and be like, I'm so glad I'm not on a boat right now.
Yeah, that's good. All right, Andrew asks, have you found any booty?
See previous comment about the donuts. The donuts were some booty.
Booty equals
These are not Dunkin' Donuts. These are not Krispy Kreme. These were the craziest donuts in North Carolina that my dad goes out of his way to get when we go on vacation.
Yeah, we literally had them yesterday. It was amazing. Yeah, that's enough said. Devin.
God, there's a lot of questions.
Yeah, I know.
You guys still here?
And we're almost through them. So hang tight. Devin said, what's the best meal you've each made?
Well, my curry is pretty popular, and so I'm gonna.
Yes, amongst the masses, me.
Well, Sherry likes it. Grace likes it.
Yeah.
Heather likes it.
Yeah.
Like lots of my friends like my curry.
It's good. You do good with the curry.
I do good with the curry.
I feel like I cook a lot, and it all comes out pretty good, and they're all kind of random meals. The other day, I made a pretty good marinated buffalo chicken sandwich. She was like, this is the best ever. And I don't know if it's just because we were, like, starving because we dropped the hook at, like, 9 o'clock.
It was also on a fresh brioche roll.
I mean, then let's just be honest. It was probably, like, what's the best brioche bun you've had? It was good. The chicken sandwich, we'll say, was good.
It was delicious.
Thank you. All right.
Your potato salad.
Oh, thank you.
She makes really good potato salad.
Yeah. Potato salad. Mm-hmm. She also asks, what do you do for alone time?
Just kidding.
We're on a 38-foot sailboat. There's no alone time.
I go to bed early. She stays up late. I get up early. She sleeps late. So that's usually when we find our alone moments, is when we have those sort of split shifts. And then I think we also try and respect when the other is trying to be quiet and either do something in a different part of the boat, or read or work or do something. So it's more about how do you respect the other person's quiet time than when you can find alone time, which I know there's a difference, but you do what you can do on a 38-foot sailboat.
Yeah, good answer. Will we ever do a live stream happy hour?
Girl,
I'm
socially awkward.
She doesn't want to say anything wrong.
I don't want to say anything live that's going to be out there in perpetuity. I need the ability to
perpetuity. That's a big word. Perpetuity.
It's the rum talking.
I don't know if I'm ready for the big show live. That's a lot of pressure, but I will say this is like a one-take wonder right now because we haven't like started over, and I'm pretty sure I'm not going to edit it at all. So it's kind of live to tape.
Okay. Broadcast talk. She's a TV lady.
She knows what I mean.
I know she does.
Okay, she wants all the whip facts. We'll give you 30 seconds of whip facts. So he's a year old. He loves freeze-dried salmon. He's a champ because he hates the motor, which we have to run a lot. So he has a little corner by the refrigerator that he curls into. It's nice and cool, so he keeps cool. And we could be motoring for like 12 hours, and the minute the motor turns off, he's up and at him like he wasn't just miserable for 12 hours. So he's like, he bounces back like crazy.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I don't know. What else?
He's the coolest cat ever.
He is really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he won't cuddle me, but that's okay.
Yeah, what do you say? He bugs you to get out of bed. You get up, you feed him, you make your coffee, and then
gets in bed with her.
He comes back to bed and he cuddles with me.
I'm like, wait a minute. And she's like, I can't sleep because he's sleeping with me. Like, whatever. Anyway,
sorry.
It's just really funny.
I'm
it's
sorry.
Funny. So that's about all the whip facts you get. Devin, you need to meet Whip in real life because he is very charming and
he
lovable.
loves people.
He does love people.
Anybody who's met him, he's like, who are you? I love you all at once. So, all right, 2 more questions. Ellen says this is not really a question. She just hopes that you hit her old stomping grounds on the Outer Banks.
I don't think we're going to Ocracoke, but I really do have it in mind that I want to get to Manteo. Just because of the historic component. I went there 20 years ago. It was so quaint. I want Sarah to see it. The issue with Manteo is we're trying to meet up with someone in close to Norfolk in Chesapeake, Virginia, and so the proximity of those two, we might have to see how that's going to work out. But if not, on the way back down, we can spend a little more time. We're trying to go north faster than we're going south.
Yeah.
And so on the way south, we'll hit the places that we missed, like Ocracoke or if we miss Manteo. So.
Yeah. Last question. Angie wants to know, what do we have to do to get Vanessa Goodrum to sing?
Apparently nothing.
All right, I will say, so I'm dropping another video on our YouTube channel tomorrow that I will share to Facebook as well. It's our Key West to Fort Lauderdale journey, and there may or may not be a small snippet in there of Vanessa singing. So you have to watch that video if that's really what you're seeking out of our voyage.
It's not worth it. I'm just going to tell you this right now. I'm just going to tell you. I can't carry it. I can't carry a tuna bucket. But
it's entertaining. I like it.
All right.
Yeah. So anyways, thank you for all of your questions.
Thanks. That was fun.
That was amazing. And we'll do it again soon. Cheers. And we hope everybody is as happy as we are. Yeah. Happy happy hour. Happy Sunday. And take care of yourselves.
Yeah. And stay in touch. We love to hear from you. Okay. Bye.
Bye.